on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Thursday. Thirsty Thursday for some of you out there. Don't get ahead of yourself, though. We still got the rest of the day to get through. Now, if we have a look at the markets, it's quite mild. We're not seeing massive swings in either direction. A few coins are up, but really nothing major. Still going sideways. Also, before we move on, guys, this is the last t-shirt that I have from Unibright. This is a size medium Crypto Zombie shirt if you want it. Last one ever, guys. Drop a comment below. We'll do a raffle tomorrow because after today, they are totally gone. So, talking about the markets, if we look, we're at $121 billion market cap with Bitcoin sitting at $3,631, XRP 32 cents, and Ethereum $121. Now, looking at the biggest gainers of the day, we have Loopring up, surprisingly, 16%, Augur up 14%. Now, they did just have Veil recently got released. A lot of people were excited over that. Power Ledger, Status, Wanchain, Steam, VeChain, Dentacoin, and Ardor all doing quite well today. Now, if we have a look right here, we could see, oh, the chart moved. We went up a little bit, just a little bit. But having a look right here, I see some people saying, now you can obviously, I'll just draw some quick lines on here real quick for you guys. Obviously you could see there's a definite trend right here, okay? And we're sort of having this bottom sort of being caught right around here. Yes, there are ads. I do not pay for my trading view, guys. I'm cheap. So as you can see right here, there's obviously a wedge forming. Now I've seen some people say that it's like a diamond and stuff like that, but this is just rough, guys. I'm not trying to do real TA, but what I'm saying is you do see that we are kind of consolidating. So the question is, with the volume dropping off, well, we're still going up, guys. We're going up live. We are going up live. Imagine if we just go to the moon live. That'd be so cool. We'll keep an eye on it, though. But let me get rid of these because I'm not going to want to see these the next time we sign in. But I just wanted to let you guys know we are forming a bit of a... Look, it's already starting to take off right now as we do this. That's so crazy. Anyway, we'll see what happens by the end of the video. Maybe it'll subside and come back down. Now, I want to talk about what's going on with crypto. So there have already been, there's already been one, I should say, bill that has just been introduced in 2019, which a lot of people were like, hey, isn't the government shut down? I guess they're still pushing the bills forward. So this is pretty amazing. So barely just 2 weeks into the new year, and things have already been set into motion, wasting absolutely no time. The first of several bills has just been introduced, along with a new route towards it becoming a law. So this one that has been submitted is House Resolution 528, entitled to provide a safe harbor for licensing and registration for certain non-controlling blockchain developers and providers of blockchain services. So, in summary, this addresses laws regarding the transfer of money. This might seem boring to most of you out there. However, this is actually good news, okay? But cryptocurrency advocates are going to point out that these laws were intended for the banking industry and simply don't make sense when applied to cryptos. Fine, we could take both sides, right? They provide no protection for business or consumers in regards to cryptocurrency transactions, but they do slow down technological progress and business growth. Many in the crypto industry simply left the US to find other countries with more reasonable and up-to-date laws to take their companies to. We saw this, right? A lot of companies were moving to Singapore, moving to Malta, moving to Switzerland, just really basically any other place that was just more accepting for them. Now, as before, the bill is being introduced by members of both parties. You have Republican Tom Emmer and Democrat Darren Soto, who we spoke about just the other day. Following the passing, next up will be the resolution supporting digital currencies and blockchain technology and the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, separate but also potentially to reintroduce. Again, we're going to have the Token Taxonomy Act, which some are arguing is the most important of them all because it clearly removes the security classification from tokens, although are these guys really going to be okay with that? We'll have to keep our eyes on that. But if potentially, if and when and if all three do pass, you can expect probably a full return of the cryptocurrency markets, and we might even potentially surpass the all-time high. Maybe. We'll see. But it's a good start. Now, speaking on what's going on in the other countries, now I have a lot of news to get into today, some really exciting stuff, but I wanted to bring this to you guys first before we get into the meat and the potatoes, kind of like a sandwich, kind of put the good stuff right in the middle. So, we have Bitcoin developer Jimmy Song has pointed the finger towards the yellow vests that are protesting in Paris as an illustration of how big government mismanagement can be overcome by using the right tools, but not by violence. So he's talking about, peaceful revolution, right? So Jimmy suggests that the missing tool not to be utilized by the French in an anti-government protest is, you guessed it, cryptocurrencies, or I'm sure in his case, Bitcoin. So he believes that currencies such as Bitcoin are potentially powerful weapons in staging a peaceful revolution. He urged in a recent interview, if you have government and big business getting together, they're usually going to get what they want. But according to him, this can be overcome by using the currency of resistance, adding that the biggest thing Bitcoin brings is the decentralization of monetary power. So imagine if these guys not only went on a bank run, but then they bought Bitcoin with it. That'd be pretty cool. So he also says that the way for such groups to gain voice of resistance is to take the power away from the banks, the corporations, and plutocrats through decentralization. That's the thing that a lot of people don't recognize. Monetary power is the big force in the world. So many people are just in crypto for the price. Let's be real. If I had made the title of this video, Bitcoin going to 7 million, I probably would get more views, right? Because all we care about is money. However, the interesting thing I wanted to point out is that most people still don't know anything about Bitcoin except for the actual price. They don't understand it. They don't know why Bitcoin has a price in the first place, hence the skepticism. When you don't know why something has a price, it is impossible to understand how much it can really be worth. So people getting into crypto just speculating that price will go up, not understanding the power of the technology, what it actually does, how it actually liberates you as an individual, well, then you're probably just going to see a repeat of, 2017 pump, 2018 dump, until we start truly getting a better grasp and understanding what it is that we're investing in. But that aside, I do agree with Jimmy on peaceful resistance, okay? Violence is old. Yeah, that's so last year, violence, right? Anyway, let's talk about what happened with Binance and Cryptopia. So it looks like they have the funds. Now, I told you this yesterday, we reported it, but now a lot of people are asking the question, well, if they can just freeze the funds, what does this say about fungibility, right? So as it applies to cryptocurrency, fungibility is the concept that any given coin is identical and substitutable for any other coin in the same denomination. To give a non-cryptocurrency example, an ounce of gold is equivalent to any other ounce of pure gold. Correspondingly, someone might think that one Bitcoin is equivalent to any other Bitcoin. This is not the case. The problem boils down to the traceability. If that Bitcoin that person has been tainted by money laundering or criminal activity, then it is not equivalent in value or utility to another's clean Bitcoin. In fact, this is one of the biggest issues that we've seen with these guys coming out, like Bakkt and Fidelity. They were actually concerned about, should we just wait for just freshly minted Bitcoin? You know what I'm saying? That way we know that they're clean, because we don't want to get tied up in this stuff, right? I mean, this happens, if say I get a counterfeit bill, and I don't know it's counterfeit, and wait, that's not actually a good example. I was going to say if I use a counterfeit bill. But what I'm trying to say is that, in reality, if you were to come across funds, right, that were tainted or had been used for money laundering, whether or not you were actually aware of it, technically, those funds can be seized. So that's just something that people are freaking out about, right? They actually give you an example here. If someone receives $20 in cash, the previous owners of that cash are largely untraceable. If someone receives $20 in Bitcoin, all previous wallet addresses attached to the transaction are visible. And if Bitcoin is treated as a commodity, then this could have interesting legal ramifications. You could be a criminal and not even know it. Imagine that. So, moving on, if someone unknowingly receives illicit funds, the question is, how will the law enforcement treat these cases, and who does the responsibility fall on, right? For other commodities, if stolen goods are purchased unknowingly, law enforcement has the right to seize those goods and return to the original owner, which I just said. I should have just read the article, but those who intend to resell goods have an even higher responsibility to evaluate whether purchased goods are stolen. So it's unclear whether exchanges, businesses, or individuals need to go through similar processes. If they do, it introduces yet another complication and cost for transacting in crypto, and we could be seeing ourselves dragged on through yet another year of all these different legal ramifications regarding cryptocurrencies. I sure hope this doesn't happen. Now, some people get around this by using things like coin mixers and stuff like that, but in reality, Bitcoin, as the number one crypto, is generally not a privacy coin. Let's just be honest, guys. We do have some privacy coins I want to bring up in just a minute, though. But the first thing I wanted to let you guys know is if you have a paper wallet and you are looking to secure your funds on a hardware wallet, such as a Ledger Nano X, Ledger Nano S, or really whatever, you need to look at this. So this particular article tells you how to transfer your Bitcoins from a paper wallet to a ledger wallet. I'm not going to go into detail, guys, but with all the exchange hacks that have been going on lately, I just thought I would bring that up. In fact, guys, I actually posted earlier today on Twitter. I don't know if you guys, if you follow me, it's at the Crypto Zombie. And I actually posted this, and you could see this is an example of all of the exchange hacks over time. This is over $1.5 billion worth of funds that have been hacked from exchanges. And you guys still want to leave your coins on exchanges? I mean, do whatever you want, but it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the exchanges get hacked, okay? That's all I'm saying. If you guys want, you guys know I do have links for ledgers below, but I don't care what you put them on. Just put them on something. Now, talking about Mimblewimble, this is the topic, right? This privacy feature, crazy. So it's obviously named after the tongue-tying curse from Harry Potter. If you want, I will drop this article below. Today is not the day that I go into explaining this. There's a lot of resources online. If you don't know what Mimblewimble is or how it affects the privacy of these new coins, then you can read this. Now, the two newer ones that have come out, or I guess the only ones that have come out, are Beam and GRIN. Now, Beam has been out since January 3rd. GRIN just recently got listed on Bit4X exchange, okay? Let's talk a little bit about it first before we dive into this, okay? So, what is GRIN, okay? Well, like we said and established, it is a privacy coin that uses a new Mimblewimble privacy feature. Now, this is the interesting thing, okay? You're finding that it's actually having a lot of interest from investors, all right? So it says that it has long drawn the interest of cypherpunks, referring to GRIN, but another group turned out to be a force to mine on the network as well, and this was investment firms. So according to Dovey Wan of Primitive Ventures, she says, we have been watching the whole show today with maybe the most expensive Genesis Block 1 in history. So CoinDesk had contacted several of the investors who were closely watching yesterday's launch of the crypto. And basically they said that there is, by our conservative estimates, $100 million of mostly VC money invested into special purpose investment vehicles to mine GRIN. Now, I just want to point this out before we get into anything. $100 million of mostly VC money has been invested into mining GRIN. GRIN is currently sitting, according to CoinGecko, under $2 million. Just want to point that out there. Just take that with a grain of salt, okay? So this does a lot of weird things. It turns a bunch of people who would have been buyers of GRIN into sellers of it. It changes the composition of the easy holder roster, and it means the chain will launch with an extremely high degree of security via high proof of work hash rate. That's good. It's not bad news, right? This is that comes closest to Bitcoin according to most people. They say that a lot of investors are looking at GRIN almost as Bitcoin 2.0. The investors whose firms popped up with groups other than tier 1 investors to mine GRIN says a perfect storm is stoking demand for GRIN. For starters, it's a technology many early adopters are excited about. And there's also excess GPU and data center capacity that miners are very eager to point towards the GRIN network. So, in conclusion, knowledgeable sources told CoinDesk that there were several large funds shopping for hash power in advance of GRIN's launch, but they may unfortunately be disappointed. While excited about the massive interest in protocols she finds compelling, Wan doesn't think that the early mining has been a wise move. She wrote, GRIN won't be profitable, especially early on. Now, let's have a look at how it's doing. So if we come over here and we scroll down, we have a look at CoinGecko. I'll even refresh this live just to be fair here. Now, currently, you can see that it was, look, when this thing debuted, it was $261 per coin. It instantly dumped, and then dumped again, and then dumped again, and then went sideways, and then dumped again, and found itself sitting at a super low point at around $4.60, had a little bit of a rally back up to $10, and now is currently sitting around $7.34 at the time of making this video. Could totally be different by the time you guys, see it, but that is an incredible dump. So I just wanted to point that out. And having a look right here, the other thing I wanted to point out was the market cap says it should be number 733 with a $1.1 million overall valuation or market cap. So if these guys have invested 100 million and it's currently over only a 1 million market cap, I would say that there's going to be some forces heavily behind this coin, pushing it. These guys want to see it succeed. So take that information, do whatever the heck you want to do with it, but I just wanted to bring that to you. So keeping on the same topic of privacy coins and illegal activities and exchanges being hacked, well, I want to talk about something really crazy, although I'm not surprised. Recently, it was exposed that certain players of Fortnite are exploiting the game's weak security system by selling illegally purchased V-bucks, which are Fortnite's in-game currency, on the dark web at a discounted price. Yes, this is true. The criminals acquire the in-game currency using stolen credit cards, so the gamers buying it are unwittingly helping them launder money. The report says that the vendors accept Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash since cryptocurrency payments offer them the most anonymity. Did we not just talk about this? Criminals that accept Bitcoin deserve to get caught. Anyway, while the scale of the enterprise is yet unknown, the Fortnite coin sold on eBay alone earned the criminals over $250,000 in just 2 months. Holy crap, that is a racket. Threat actors are scoffing at Epic Games' weak security measures, saying that the company doesn't seem to care about players defrauding the system and purchasing discounted V-bucks. This directly touches on the ability of threat actors to launder money through the game. There you go. So well, I guess it was somewhat crypto related, but it's not just crypto, but it was kind of crypto related still. Well, anyway, guys, it's happening with V-bucks, okay? It's happening everywhere. Now, I wanted to talk about this because we know that Bitcoin futures absolutely wrecked Bitcoin at the all-time high. Destroyed it, literally. They opened up the futures on December 17th. Boom! We haven't had a high since, right? Well, now they were talking about the potential of Ethereum futures still being up in the air. So you had the RFI also seeks to understand similarities and distinctions between Ether and Bitcoin, as well as Ether-specific opportunities, challenges, and risks. So while it seems that strides were made behind closed doors, a recent report from the block claims that the providers of products similar to Ethereum futures themselves are actually somewhat skeptical about Ethereum futures. Speaking on the outlet in an interview, Paul Cho, the chief executive of crypto investment startup Ledger X, who we just talked about yesterday, explained that there's only a 50-50 chance that ETH vehicles go live in 2019. Backing this, he explained that many proposals of this product type are premature, just as Bitcoin ETFs applications were just 2 years ago. In fact, we still don't even have a Bitcoin ETF, right? And you also have former CTFC advisor Jeff Banman explain that Ethereum's proposed plan to integrate proof of stake may complicate regulation, specifically due to the potential risks, right? Because you're going to be earning by holding these coins. So you also had Nelson Rosario, who's an attorney, noted that staking could be seen as suspicious in regulators' eyes. Likely referencing physically held futures, Rosario explains that live staking with Ether may complicate products to high hell when confusing network developers in the process, while confusing them in the process. So you have a Hong Kong headquartered Roger Ver-backed up-and-coming crypto startup called CoinFlex. Now, we talked about this. They're planning to offer physical Ether futures with up to 20 times leverage, which we can argue about the leverage, but having something physically settled is so much better than having something cash settled. We've gone over this time and time again on the channel. Hopefully you guys know that by now. It wasn't divulged when CoinFlex is going to be going live, but the founder Mark Lamb seemed quite optimistic both for his firm and the future of crypto-related derivatives. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, guys, but what do you think? Would Ethereum futures be good or bad for Ethereum? I mean, we saw what it did to Bitcoin, although if they were to come out with them soon, even though futures tend to be better for shorting, the question is, since we're so low right now, would you actually see as many shorts as you did in December of 2017? That's a question that we really don't know until it happens, if it ever does happen. Okay? Now, I wanted to talk about some coin news for the day and then get on out of here because I know you guys got places to be, right? So, Tron's NiTRON Summit is currently happening. I'm not there, obviously. These conferences get a little expensive, man. I went to so many conferences last year, and I was just like, where the hell did all my money go? So, so this is going on right here. They have Kobe Bryant as a special guest. And yeah, so they have obviously Justin Sung, Ella Zhang from head of Binance Labs. Let's see who else is on here. You have the founder of Trust Wallet, CEO of Uphold as well, Pantera Capital, Project Atlas, okay? And then it says one thing down here. Of particular importance, people of the community are speculating about the BitTorrent token, the BTT. So they're wondering about how it's going to be integrated, and they know that they were saying something about an airdrop. So hopefully that'll be explained during NiTRON. So we'll see. Keep you up to date on that, guys, for sure. Now, I also wanted to talk about, actually, this is not in the right spot, guys, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I meant to talk about this earlier when I was talking about Bitcoin, so I'll skip past all the, stuff because it's a little late in the video, but essentially it was basically BitPay. They were talking about the fact that they actually had seen over $1 billion in payments, which set a record for transaction fee revenues, on their platform, right? So obviously they had, let's see what they had here. They added customers like Dish Networks, HackerOne, and the state of Ohio. Also, its B2B business had a record year as it grew almost 255% from the previous year. So last year, BitPay also managed to set a record for reducing payment errors. So the point I'm trying to make, or I was trying to make with this article, was that BitPay's B2B business continually had grown rapidly, and the CEO said, as our solution is cheaper and quicker than a bank wire for most regions of the world, to process over a $1 billion for a second year in a row, despite Bitcoin's large drop, shows that Bitcoin is being used to solve real pain points around the world. So just pretend like I said that earlier when I was talking about Bitcoin. Now, talking about Icon, we have ICONSENSUS, which is a journey towards mass adoption of blockchain, consisting of 4 key items. So you have the election of the P-rep nodes, which I want to let you guys know, the election of the P-rep nodes, they have pre-registration currently starting today. So just going to let you guys know that if you're interested, that is ready to go, okay? And this is going to be to support the interchain communication. Now, they also have ongoing DBPs, which are DApp booster programs to fund and promote quality decentralized applications, and EEPs, which are ecosystem expansion projects to incentivize activities that grow the Icon ecosystem. So that's good news coming out of Icon as well. And if you guys want some adoption before we go, let's talk about World Wildlife Fund Australia, or WWF. By the way, does anybody remember growing up as a kid when, wrestling was called WWF instead of WWE? Remember that? I was so heartbroken when they had to change the name, But anyway, just going down some nostalgia. So they announced that the launch of their supply chain tool uses blockchain to allow businesses and consumers to track food items, very similar to supply chain that we've seen before. The platform is being dubbed OpenSC and is the product of a partnership between WWF Australia and BCG Digital Ventures, which is the global corporate venture investment and incubation arm of United States-based Boston Consulting Group. So according to their recent post, the system allows both businesses to track products they produce and consumers to view the origins of the products. Obviously, you use a unique code, right? Scan it, and it tells you everything to the consumer. You know about the origin, the life cycle of the product, and there you go. More transparency for the average everyday consumer. And before we go, I just want to remind you, if you had invested in Netflix in 2007 when it first began its streaming service, that investment could have paid off big time. A $1,000 investment would now be worth $90,000. However, on the flip side, let's do the 10-year challenge for Bitcoin, guys. I don't think there's a comparison. So I'm going to leave that there. This is incredible. This to me is phenomenal. Make sure you keep your coins safe, guys. Just reminding you as usual, Ledger Nano X is currently available for pre-order. And if you want, they have lowered the prices of Ledger Nano. Did I say X or S? Well, the S has been lowered. I think it's like $60 right now. And yeah, so if you guys want, definitely get your crypto safe. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. So link in the description if you guys are interested. It helps the channel out. And that's it for today, guys. So if you guys want the last shirt, just definitely, drop a comment below. It's a size medium. And that being said, guys, that's it for me today. It's Thursday. What do you guys think about this? What's your opinion on GRIN? What's your opinion on Ethereum Futures? And, let's go check. Let's see. Okay, so Bitcoin's going up, but it didn't skyrocket, guys. In fact, it just had like a little pump and pulled back. So we're still sitting around the same point, but chances are I upload this video and to the moon. So that's it, guys. I'm done. I'm calling it. You guys are awesome.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
So that being said, guys, you're freaking awesome. Everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, you freaking rule. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Crypto Zombies Telegram chat below, it's in the links in the description. It's absolutely free if you want to just join the community, hang out, and talk. If not, I love having you just come by the channel. Drop me a comment. I try to read as many as I can. That being said, guys, I'm out. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.